Hi, I'm Carol Voisin, and I'm running for the mayor of Ashland. I would like to inform you of some differences between me and John Stromberg, our current mayor. I am running because I want to give the people of Ashland a voice, and I also want to be sure that their vision of Ashland is realized. So the reason for this is John Stromberg has had 8 years to fulfill his legacy, and I think that's long enough. I think we need a change, and one of the changes I'm going to bring is communication, better communication between the City Council and the citizens of Ashland. Let me give you an example. The normal neighborhood plan that was operating 3 years ago, it took 3 years to finish it. Citizens didn't even know about it until it was almost a done deal. Then there was a committee, and that committee was formed with just the council and other commissioners, and citizens didn't get their voice heard. And that will not happen when I am your mayor. And that's a major difference between the current mayor, John Stromberg, and me. You will have your opportunity to express your voice and make a difference in the policy making of this city. Another way in which I differ from John Stromberg is this. It has to do with sustainability. Specifically, we need to take seriously climate change. 2 years ago, a group of citizens asked me about a solar farm on the Apparatus property that the city owns. We did research on this. We presented it to a budget committee where the entire council voted against it, even though the citizens on the committee wanted it. So we got an ordinance, we went to citizens, we got signatures, 24 signatures, we got it on the ballot, and the council changed its mind, except for 2,400 signatures. And the mayor changed his mind, thank goodness. So I have to pat him on the back for that. However, he was against it at first. And there's a certain urgency that we must have about what we're doing in terms of climate change. And I carry that into this office if you choose to elect me. So what I'm asking you to do is to consider the differences between the current mayor and me. And this is a major difference in the sense of the urgency for climate change and what we can do. The other crisis that we're facing in our town is affordable housing. We do not have enough housing for persons who want to live in Ashland. That includes teachers, that includes our firefighters, our police officers, our SOU faculty. They cannot live in Ashland because they can't afford it. They can't afford to buy a house, they can't even afford to rent. We must face this crisis now. And I have a plan to do that. First, we must fund the Ashland Affordable Housing Trust Fund. The current mayor, John Stromberg, has had 8 years to fund that fund, and he hasn't done it. He hasn't identified the revenue streams or insisted that the council address this issue more seriously, and we haven't as a council. As your mayor, this will be one of the first things on the agenda that we will be dealing with as a council and as a city. We will face off with the crisis, find ways to fund our Affordable Housing Trust Fund, and then we will also go to the state and find a way to have state municipalities have the right to actually put rent control into effect. Right now, the state law prevents us from doing that. John Stromberg doesn't even seem to be aware of that, but there are citizens that are really hurting as a result of incredible rate increases from 35 to 50% rent increases. We must face this and do something about it. And as your mayor, I will do that. Major difference between the current mayor and me is that urgency to get something done that's going to affect the lives of people. There's another issue in which the mayor and I differ, and it's this. We have 10 department heads that are all male in our city council, in our city at this point in time. We need to change that. In the next 4 months, there will be at least 3 department heads that are going to be resigning. And I pledge to you that I will be sure that we will have women candidates in those positions. Now, I'm not just going to accept the applications that come in that we advertise for. I'm going to be active and go out and I will recruit women, especially women, to apply for these positions. We must have diversity in our city government, and it makes such a difference when you have women and ethnic minorities who are a part of the decision making in our community. And at this point, with all male department heads, we need to look at that and do something about it. And as your mayor, I will. The current mayor has not even addressed that as an issue. So as your mayor, I would do this, and I pledge to you that I will make these changes in our current way of doing business. So I ask you for your vote as mayor of Ashland. Thank you.